on day 5. Hello, Amy. Oh my gosh, what beautiful pictures you posted in our group. Hello, Debt Free 2016. Oh, you have a great name for our program. Awesome, awesome. Hello, everybody. This is Belinda Rosenblum. Welcome to our replay viewers. Welcome to all of our live viewers who are jumping on now. Keep coming, keep coming. Okay, I'm going to turn around. You're going to get a close-up. Okay, hello there. Okay, now I am going to post a link because that seemed to work pretty well. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cue up our music. Here we go. Okay, everyone. Today's music is brought to you by, let's see here. It is, where is it? Hello, Dee. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, day 5, brought to you by Kelly Brown Jones, chose our song for today. It's Ain't No Stopping Us Now. So, fantastic. And I've been wearing clothes that kind of are related to whatever we're doing. Excuse me, I have this weird case of poison ivy happening. But today's shirt it says we, not me. And it's all in hey Brenda! It's all in honor of what we're going to talk about today, which is talking about rates and lowering your rates on your credit cards. And I'll fill you in on why that is relevant. Okay, so let me post the link here real quick. Okay. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, let me post the link. Hello, Joan. Oh my goodness, and now the phone's ringing. This place is like Grand Central Station. Okay, let me ask my assistant to answer the phone. The good news is I just answered it. Hey, hey, hey. Here you go. Could you grab it? Thanks. We got a lot happening around these offices. What can I tell you? Normally, I'm having client appointments or other appointments today. Okay, so we're going to get going now. You guys got a little Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Have a little dance break here before we get started. Hey there, Nancy. No stopping us now. Okay, I posted on Facebook. Hello, Sacred Dancer. Welcome, welcome. Ain't no stopping us now. Feel free to sing along. Sorry, I'm going to put you back in, there we go, tripod. Okay, there we go. Sorry for that weirdness on my neck. Okay, so there we go. Now, okay. We are going to get going here. I'm going to lower this. Okay. Hello, worth the best. You are worth the best. I agree. I agree. Oh, hold on. I got to post it. Post. There we go. Okay. Today, hello, Millie. Welcome, welcome. Hey, M. Crawford. Today we're going to talk about lowering our rates. But there was a problem with yesterday's Periscope replay. For those of you, hello, Millie. For those of you who tried to listen to the Periscope, you know that there was a problem with it, and I'm really sorry for that. It had nothing to do with me. I don't think it was user error. I think it was a Periscope thing, and apparently there were just a bunch of random challenges yesterday with scoping and with, what else? Skype. Periscope and Skype were both weird yesterday, and Facebook was actually a little bit weird yesterday too. I have no idea why. So, anyway, today we're going to talk about lowering our interest rates. So that's going to be the prime topic. I'm going to do a quick recap of the week first, and we're going to end the week on the Ain't No Stopping Us Now by McFadden and Whitehead. Who would have thought, right? That's their song. Hey, Samantha, welcome back. It's so fun to see so many familiar scope name. You know, I see all you guys come back and join me on Periscope here. It's fun. We're going to be doing a live webinar in like a week and a half, October 6th. And then you can join either the 6th at 1 p.m. or 8 p.m. And then also on the 8th, I'm going to be doing live makeovers. So stay tuned next week and I'll send you some more information. Hey there, Tom. Welcome, welcome to you as well. Let me stop the music here because that's actually a really long song. I'll bet you didn't know, but the video is actually 10 minutes long. I didn't realize that because we've had it playing for 3.5 minutes. Oh, you're welcome. Hi, Tom. So, okay, so I'm going to do a quick recap on the week now. And what's the best rate that you can expect to get? That is actually in your lesson for today. And I have found that the best rates are something around what did I put in here? I think I put like 7.9 to 9.9 when you're lowering your rates. Yep, 7.9 to 9.9. Now keep in mind that, that's totally different than if you have a car loan at 0.9 or a car loan at 1.9. This is really related to credit cards in particular. But what's so great about the way that I teach and the way that we're going to talk about negotiation today is that you can really be using these skills to negotiate other things as well, not just your credit card rates in particular on existing credit cards. So let me just do a quick recap. So I'm Belinda Rosenblum. I lead a company called Own Your Money. Wow, you have a lot of work to do. Thank you, Joyce. Yes, as we all do, it seems. But that's why we're here. We're here in terms of really working to take down those rates. And what often happens, just so that you know, is that it's often very kind of subtle and unconscious as your rates go up. So they may have been 9.9 at one point, and then they became 13.9, and then 15.9, and then 19.9. Or if you missed a payment, they might have jumped to 29.9. So there's often a lot of room to take it down, right? To be able to negotiate it down. And I gave you one example in today's lesson of Karen, who she was at 27.24, and then she got it down to 15.24 in one phone call. And when we did the math, that 12% from 27 down to 25 would be saving her $2,200 each year on the balance that she was carrying. Because 12% is a significant chunk of change. So, I put 7% interest rate. That's actually 12%. I'm going to have to change that on the website. I thought I had, apparently not. So just so you guys don't think that I can't do math. But I really can, and I have that big calculator that you guys have seen. So, okay, so let me go back to the top. So my name is Belinda Rosenblum. I lead a company called Own Your Money. And at Own Your Money, we really help you to learn how to, thanks, I think it is impressive too, but actually not nearly as hard as she thought before she did the program with me. Hi from Brazil, so fun. That is so funny because Joyce, who's here also on Scope, just got her Brazilian visa this morning. What a tiny world we live in, huh? So anyway, you guys can tweet each other or something and connect if you're interested. So I lead a company called Own Your Money, where we really teach you how to not let money own you, but instead learn how you can own your money. And what that means essentially is that you learn how to let go of the judgment and the fear and the guilt and the shame around money to step into a place of power and freedom and really strength when it comes to your money. And I decided to do this particular challenge on ditching debt because debt is just this huge place that disempowers us on an almost daily basis. Actually, just right before this scope, took an order for my book. I'll show you guys. I think I have a copy here on my desk. Yep. It's called Self-Worth to Net Worth. Close up of my face here. My annoying poison ivy. Self-Worth to Net Worth, 12 Keys to Creating Wealth Inside and Out. It's at selfworthbook.com for those of you who are interested. And here I really dive more into the emotional side. But what you'll find with me is that really everything I do has an emotional component to it, because I find that when we don't come from that place to recognize that there is so much that's emotional about this, then it's like the elephant in the room, and by not addressing it, it really keeps us small and keeps us from moving forward. It's a great book. Thanks so much, Joyce. Yeah, we have a lot of book fans actually on these scopes. Shirley, I think it was yesterday, the day before, I was just raving about the book too. So, and a couple people on our Facebook group as well, now that I think about it. So, and so just a reminder, if you're not following me yet, you just press the little guy down there. Make sure that I'm checked off and follow me there so that you get notified about my daily scopes. This week I've been doing them at 1 p.m. Eastern Time very consistently as a part of the Ditch Your Debt. I will do some over the weekend in case you all have questions as well, but probably not at 1 o'clock necessarily, although it might end up working out because my son naps right around then. And then next week we're going to switch and go to 10 a.m. Eastern Time just to change it up because we have people in different time zones, and that seemed to work pretty consistently into my schedule, because I like to have some sort of consistency to these scopes so that you know you can make them, work them into your calendar. And then also we do put the replay up So the same link works to join live or to join the replay, and I do post the replay into your Facebook group. And then I am having my team put on into your daily pages. I'm having them put the daily scopes as well. So we archive the scopes, and I'm going to have them put the links into the pages today as well. So let's just do a quick recap of the week, and then we're going to dive into rates. So the first day was on Discover What's Real, and that was about getting real with yourself, first and foremost. So getting to the place where you can believe that it's possible to get out of the debt. And then second, you go through and you actually fill out this Know the Facts table to be able to itemize out all of your debt. And then we can really do something about it. And I really appreciated how honest people were, that there was anywhere from $25,000, $47,000, I think someone had said almost $100,000. And along the way, I've shared stories with you of clients that I've really helped to just make significant strides in paying off their debt, curtailing their expenses, making more money. These are all components. And then day 2, we literally wrote a letter to break up with our debt. Go and check that out. That's with my friend Melanie at the DearDebt.com blog. She's fantastic. She already posted one of our letters. She's in our group as well in this Ditch Your Debt Challenge. So if you want to post anything to her in our group, just tag her. Melanie Ann is her Facebook name. So feel free to do that as well. And she'll probably post some more letters if you want to write her. The information is all in your lesson for that day. I want to say she's deardebt at gmail.com. Yep. And then we moved on to day 3, and that's where we prioritize. So we talked about what to pay first, how to reorder your Know the Facts table to transfer into a prioritize your debt table, so that you could start to think about what has the most emotional charge, what is the lower balance, where can I really pick up momentum in paying these off faster. So that was day 3. And then we moved on to day 4, where we started to shift into this place of gratitude, where we were building our gratitude muscles. And it was so wonderful yesterday. I stepped in as the personal financial trainer, and I was saying kind of build your muscles when it comes to being more conscious of the gratitude you feel for the value that you already received for that debt, so that you can like take it in, bless it, and then let it go, because really that's what we're looking to do. And it seems kind of odd. You think that debt is so uncomfortable, but it actually becomes your comfort zone. And so we're creating this new space where we actually learn how to become more uncomfortable with debt and step out of our comfort zone to go and pay it off, negotiate it down, make a few changes, whether it's on the earning more money side or the saving money and expenses side. And next week, we're going to dig into what your options are. Do you want to consider 0% cards? Oh, you know what? I got that link for you guys for the payoff.com loan. I contacted them yesterday. They sent me a link to be able to post for you so that you can apply for a loan and you can get the whole scoop on their payoff loans as well. So, and I'll post that, I think it's on Monday when I talk about those specifically as well. So now day 5. Day 5 is one of the more fun ones for me because I've just found this work so many times. So day 5 is on lowering the interest rates. Does anybody have any questions actually before I keep going? I'm still doing okay on time, but does anybody have any questions so far on what you've done in the first 4 days or as we move into this? Is there a best time of day to call to reduce the rate? No, honestly, when the time works in your schedule, it's one of those funny things that people overcomplicate it and so they never call. So honestly, if you have 5 minutes, just pick up the phone. You can be in your car. I do find that it's helpful if you have an actual statement with you in hand. That way you have your numbers handy, you have your interest rates handy. If they need any other information off of the statement, you have that as well. So I'd rather have you take action to make the call in the first place than to worry about the right time of day. Sometimes I find, because the other challenge to think about is that sometimes the customer service people are all over the world, so you don't really know. The other thing is that I just want you to call, because when we think, oh, it has to be a certain way, I can only call at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, then if you end up being booked at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're not going to call. So I just want you to pick up the phone and at least initiate to make that call. So one of the main reasons why I talk about interest rates is that people often think, oh, my credit card minimum is fixed and my credit card balance is fixed and I'm literally going to die with debt. And I don't buy into that at all. I think that there are really actionable things that we can be doing now, which is why I created this challenge, to be lowering those rates, to be really creating this space where you can recognize that if you have to buy something and it has to go on your credit card and it will have to sit on your credit card, you will essentially be paying more than double for that, whatever item that you received. So to the extent, hey there, welcome guys, welcome. Oh, the other thing is, if you're not in the challenge yet, make sure you jump in, because we also have some bonus emails coming out this weekend, and you can just, here's my little card. You can go to the ditchyourdebtchallenge.com. You can do a quick screenshot of this or just write it down. It's a ditchyourdebtchallenge.com. So almost everybody that's on here, I believe, has already signed up for the challenge, but there may be some that are just coming straight to us from Periscope. And if you actually want to share this with your Facebook friends, you swipe it across or swipe it up, and then it will give you the space to share. You click on share, and now if you have the new app version, it's fascinating about paying double. Yeah, it is. It's shocking, really. But it's so true. And so essentially, like, if you got a shirt on sale for $50, even if it was $75, you're like, oh, I'm saving $25. Well, the reality is you're paying $100. So it is no longer worth it. And that's why it's really important to think about, if I'm going to buy this, can I pay it all off now? And even before you even get to the register, to think to yourself, do I really need this? And to stop in that moment, to check in with yourself, to really get, do I need this? Do I need this now? Why am I even here in the store? Like, how am I feeling about it all? So if you share it, you can share it on Facebook now too, which is so cool. Or you can also share it with your Twitter following or your Periscope following. So that's the full scoop. I like sharing it on Facebook. I just find that my peeps, including me, are much more on Facebook than on Twitter, Instagram, or any of those other platforms. Okay. So now when we talk about negotiating down rates, it's kind of like where we started. The first thing is you have to believe that it's possible and know that it might not always happen, but you have to at least pick up the phone and ask. If you don't ask, then the answer is always no, because they don't know you want a lower rate, and they are not going to call you up and say, we have a lower rate. If you ever get that phone call, be super scared, or, just think twice, because it's usually some sort of company trying to make money off of you, and you're on some list that they found that they can call you and say, hey, we have a special deal to negotiate down your interest rates. I find that it's much better off to try and do it yourself first, and let's see how far you and I and our community can all get. So like I said, and so right now what I'm doing is I'm walking you through what's on the email and also walking you through what's on your page, and I did include in the video too. If you consolidate your loans, can you ask for lower interest rates? It depends. I don't know if you're talking about student loans or if you're talking about credit cards. If you're talking about credit cards, then actually with both even, generally what happens is you negotiate it down as you're in that consolidation process. So there are very few student loans. Okay, I'll address both since we're talking about credit right now. I'm just going to put my foot up here. So student loans, what will generally happen is that if you've consolidated it, you've consolidated everything at one fixed rate. So you've already gone through that process to consolidate down your rate. If you still feel like the consolidated rate is too high, it's certainly worth a shot. I don't necessarily suggest you change it, let's say, from a fixed payment plan to an income-based payment plan, because income-based payment plans are often just much lower, and they make it take a really long time to ever get your debt paid off. So don't necessarily fall for, well, we can lower your payment and not lower your interest. Just see, well, what would it take for you to actually lower my interest rate, and see what they say. So when it comes to consolidating credit cards, though, most of the debt consolidation things I don't like. I'm going to talk about that next week. I think it's on Monday. There's one like credit counseling services where you don't actually, hey there, Raven, how are you? Where you don't actually have to be late and have it kill your credit score in the process. essentially what they do is you just bring all of them together, they settle them, and then you just make one payment to them. I have had several clients do that, and that works really well. It's a little bit like the idea of a payoff loan, because a payoff loan will be at a fixed rate of like 12% or 14% versus this huge spectrum of rates to this huge spectrum of credit cards. So I'll just walk you through a little bit of the wording. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I did do it on the video, and I want to make sure that there's time, in our half an hour now to answer additional questions that you might have that I didn't already cover in the video. You're welcome. I really like these scopes because it gives me a chance to interact with you and to answer your questions live. Let me just take a little water here. Okay, let's see, what's this cup? It's from my husband who ran the Boston Marathon. Boston Marathon runner. See that? He just ran it this last year, and he signed up to in 2016 too. Okay, so we'll just go over a little bit of the Ditch Your Debt Power Script. And then make sure if you're in the Ditch Your Debt Challenge, then you received all of this on video and you got the full lesson. The key part is that you're calling them up and you're essentially saying, hi there, I've been a customer of XYZ, bank or credit card for a while now, and I've generally been in good standing. I see my interest rate is currently at X%. And this is why having, the statement in hand is really helpful. And you can be like, hey, I see that I'm at 27.24%. Like, wow, that seems quite high, especially given the offers that I've been receiving in the mail. And so it helps too if you have some other offers in your hand, partly more from your confidence, but then if they say, oh, well, what do you have there? Then you could literally pull it out and you could show them and you could say, yeah, I have one here that's going to give me 0% for 18 months. Like, that's really good. Maybe I should transfer the balance. What can you do for me? But if you just stick very basic right now and you just say, I've seen other offers in the mail or online, are you able to lower my interest rate? And then you just stop. It's like the first rule of negotiation. You don't talk. And then you just wait and you let them see what they can do. You don't give the new interest rate back. But pretty much whatever they come back with, I'll have the person say, is that the best I can get? Could you do any more than that? And then it's just, it's coming from this place of what I call empowered, not entitled, number one. The second rule of thumb, and this is actually all bonus material, it's not even in this script. I felt like it was long enough as it was. There's two other things that I hold near and dear when I make these kinds of phone calls. One of them is coming from a space of curiosity. Right? Again, it's that non-entitledness, but you're like, hey, I'm curious. What can I get? Can you do any better? So that's number one. And number two is you're also coming from a place of partnership. You're like, I've been a good client of yours. I'd like to stick with you if possible and not jump ship and go to this other card. So what can you do for me? So that's why today I wore this shirt in your honor. It says, we, not me. So it's really, I don't really wear t-shirts all that much, but I'm wearing a lot of t-shirts lately, I think because they have fun things on them, and I want you guys to see them on scope. So, but you can see I generally dress a little bit nicer for the videos and for more of my professional work. So, that's really most of the script. And then if you don't get an answer that you like, you step it up and you talk to a supervisor. If they say, we can't do anything right now, call back in a month, then you go and you put it on your calendar to call them back in a month. But I honestly would like to see you contact every one of your companies during this Ditch Your Debt Challenge so that you can ask me on the forum, you can ask me on these scopes, and tell me what happened once you actually call. And so I did tell the story of Karen who negotiated down 12%. But what's so funny is that I want to say she called on 2, maybe 3 cards, and she didn't get all of them down, but she got this one down by 12%. And that 12% amounted to $2,200. Like, that is a real chunk of change, and that call took less than 15 minutes. So it's like getting into this idea, I really can do this. I really can believe that it's possible for me. I really can pay off my debt, and I really can lower my interest rates. It's not as easy as it was, say, 5 years ago when they wanted you more as customers. Now, generally, the consumer wants the company more than the company wants you, but they still make money from you. Okay? Does the inquiry have any impact on your credit score? They shouldn't necessarily need, it's a great question, Kate Fearless. So they shouldn't necessarily need to do an inquiry to lower your rate. They would need to do an inquiry to raise your credit line or to give you a new card. If they do a hard pull, it's called, then, and actually have to pull your credit score, look at it, rate you for your credit worthiness, and then decide if they're going to raise your credit line or give you a new credit card, then yes, it would give you a ding on your credit score. However, if it's just something like lowering your rates, then it's usually based more on payment history with them than it is on your whole credit score. So then it wouldn't. The other side note is that if you ever run your credit score, that's a soft pull, and that does not have any impact on your credit score. It's good to know. Any inquiries done within a 14-day period, even on the hard pulls, so by other people, those all count as one inquiry. So those are good to know. That's good to know. And then lastly, if they're running your score, let's just say we'll talk about this more probably next week when I talk about 0% cards. That is a very juicy day on Monday. Make sure you join in. That sometimes there's an offset between the decrease that comes from, hey, welcome to everybody who are still joining. Share this. We still have a couple more minutes here, and then that way people can access the replay. So just swipe and share is the term we use in scoping. So you swipe across or swipe up, share it with your Facebook followers. Thanks so much for all the hearts. I love purple. Purple's all over. Purple's on my tripod. Purple's on my tissue box. Purple's all over my office here. I'm looking around. I'm like, yep, that's purple. That's purple. Look, it's even in my logo. You see it? Own your money. You can share it with your folks, and they can join our challenge, and they can participate with us too. So, hi from Brazil. Hey, someone else from Brazil. That is so cool. Brazil must be in the air. I was saying Joyce just got a visa to go there, and then there's several people actually on our scope right now from Brazil. So fun. And I was just talking about Brazil, actually. I went to Iguazu Falls when I was in Argentina, and I'm quite sure we went over to Brazil and saw it also from that side. Beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, the reasons why it's one of the wonders of the world. So I was talking about, the offset that happens, it's hard to keep up with scoping sometimes. When you get the comments, it's like you want to comment on the comments, but you really got to keep your train of thought. Wait until you guys all try it. So essentially what happens is that there can be an offset between the slight reduction that comes from them checking your credit score. Come to Brazil. I would love to go to Brazil. I actually have a friend who just came back there a week ago. Too bad I didn't know you guys back then. She went to Sao Paulo. Some beautiful, beautiful pictures. And a few other places too. Anyway, it is on my list. I actually dated somebody from Brazil for over a year, and I begged him to go, but we just never made it there. So anyway, big fan. Thank you for the invitation. So oftentimes when you do get an additional credit card, or when they do raise your credit line, that actually helps your credit score because it lowers what's called your utilization rate. Essentially what that means is if you have $5,000 borrowed and a $5,000 credit line max, then you're pretty much maxed out. But if you have $5,000 borrowed on a $10,000 of credit line, when they add up all of the cards, then you actually, if everything else was created equal, you would have a higher credit score with the higher level of available credit. So sometimes you can actually get an offset in your credit score for those two factors. The increased credit line increases your credit score, but then the checking of your credit score in the first place may cause a little bit of a ding, and those two can potentially offset each other. So do you have any questions on making these calls, right? And when are you going to be making these calls? She should bring you to Brazil to speak. Oh, awesome. Yes, that's a good point. For those of you who are in Brazil, if you have any great contacts there who want to bring me in to help you figure out how you could be making more money, keeping more of your money, stressing less. Great. Kay Fearless, you got it. That's good. So Kay Fearless, let me know when you are going to call and your credit card companies. Student loans, by the way, can be a little bit tougher. It might just be a few more hurdles, a few more transfers around to get to the right person. And you may even have to do, today you'll make the calls. Beautiful, Joyce, beautiful. I love it when people jump in like that. It's so great. So I want to know when all of you are going to be making your calls and to let us know. It's interesting actually. You can let us know in our Facebook group for sure because we all check that a lot more. But even let us know in your own profile when you call. Okay, just use my hashtag ditch your debt. I'm going to be checking that over the weekend. Joint account, do both have to call? Sarah, that is a great question. Whoever calls has to be an authorized user of the card. So usually you just need one authorized user to be making the call to negotiate down the rates. Like I think I've added another user to the card, and as long as I was an authorized user on the card, it was fine. We have one card that my husband is for some reason the primary person, and on that card I couldn't because I wasn't viewed as a quote authorized user. So as long as you have a card and you are an authorized user, yes, you should be good to call, and you should need both of you there to do it, especially to lower the rates. So what I was suggesting is go onto your Facebook profile, make the call, lower your interest rate, and then let us know how it goes. If you need some support, you can let us know on the group. But if you got a win, post it on your have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I don't know what you mean there, my dear. But I have a husband. See? But anyway, so it's interesting because I actually had a client do this, and he posted it on his Facebook page when he lowered his interest rate. And his friends on Facebook were going crazy. They were going crazy on there because they were like, holy cow, how'd you do it? What did you do? And it just brought up such good conversation and inspired his friends that weren't even my clients yet to take action. So that's what's possible. So, anyway, that's the story that I want to tell you guys. We're at about 30 minutes, which is generally what I like to do. I'll answer a couple more questions if you have any about the week, because now we're on day 5. So fun. And then what's happening is you have the weekend. I have a few bonus emails coming out Saturday and Sunday mornings, Eastern time, so definitely keep a lookout for those. But then additionally, we start back up with day 6, actually starts on Monday. So I really gave you the weekend to catch up, to ask me any questions, to make these calls. And then on Monday, we're going to start back up with day 6, start back up with our regular scoping, with our lessons, with our videos, all that good stuff. So let me know what you think of the videos, by the way. I did them a little different than I've done them before. Different setting, different outfits, just like changed it up. Would love to hear what you liked, which outfits you liked, maybe what was your favorite day so far. Thank you for all the hearts. You guys are all still here, so what else can I answer for you? Please fill me in. Can you bring the sense of partnership and curiosity and really empowerment to your calls? What's that going to look like? Let me know what questions you have here before we go. Can we post questions on Facebook and get them answered? Yeah, totally. I mean, I've been quite diligent, actually, Amy, about going in every day, commenting on as many letters as I can, on questions, and either, my team may go in there sometimes too if there's questions that they can answer. Excellent. Yep. My pleasure. Sometimes, I have had some people email me directly, and what we've encouraged them to do is to, I have a question, but may be lengthy for Periscope, Samantha. So post it on the forum then. That's what I would say. And then what I can do is, if I can give you a shorter answer, then I can answer it on the forum. Otherwise, what I can do is I can answer it on the scope. Wondering if I should bite the bullet and pay off your car note. What kind of rate is your car note at, Samantha? Probably not. What I would probably have you end up doing is bite the bullet and pay off your credit card debt first, and then start to build up your savings. Yeah, 4.99 isn't so bad. So I might keep that. Do you have any other credit card debt, Samantha, or even student loan debt that's higher than the 4.99? Thanks so much, Joyce. Jay Joy, I appreciate it. Thankful for people like you and Tiffany. I'm a dream catcher. Yay! Love our dream catchers. Credit cards are all 0% until February and May. Well, I can tell you February is actually going to be here before you know it. It's only about 4 to 5 months, depending on if it's February 1st or the end of February. So I think what I would probably like to see you do is knock that off. If your car is way underwater, so essentially what that means, I feel like a translator a lot of the times. I will tell you, there's so much terminology in this financial world. Someone actually on my group call for the Rich Life Mastery the other day called me an interpreter. So if your car loan is actually at a balance that's higher than the value of the car, you may want to pay an additional payment. I need a little more water here. You may want to pay an additional payment to right size it. But besides that, I actually think, Samantha, that we should just get rid of your credit card debt. Even if it's at 0%, it's only at 0% for a few more months. I'd like to see you, excuse me, break the chains. Okay, $4,000 left on your car, $11,000 in debt. Yep, debt. Hands down. $10,000 in savings is a great start there, so that's a really good dent. Some of that depends. Hey there, Frugal Creditnista. Love that name. That's so fun. You remind me of our friend Tiffany, the Budgetnista. So the reason why I'm saying debt is that it's going to keep going up. If you, excuse me, hold on one sec. Thanks, guys, for indulging me. What happens with credit card debt is, credit card companies understandably are in it to make money. Like, they serve value to you, but they're also in it to make money. So essentially, if there's one minimum that you miss on those cards, Samantha, or, where you don't pay that month, or if you end up waiting and then the rate after the promotional period of your 0% ends up being higher, or if anything ends up happening in the next 5 months that then you can't fast track your credit card debt, just knock it out. Your smallest debt is $1,862, but 0% for life. I really don't want to pay this off first. Yep, Nancy, I agree with you. That's why prioritizing your debt is really important. I would actually leave that and then let's knock out those other debts first. I agree with you. If it's at 0%, particularly for life, which is hard to get nowadays, most of them are fixed, anywhere from 6 to 18 billing cycles. We'll talk about that more on Monday too. I would knock off the other ones. Okay, thanks. You're a Dreamcatcher too. Yay, Dreamcatchers. Thumbs up. High five. High five. Awesome. And like I said, feel free to share this with your other followers. Tiffany shared it with this resource with the Dreamcatchers directly. We had a great conversation last week, and we're big mutual fans of what we're doing in the world. We actually, I don't know if any of you are in the Boston area, but we're starting to put some things in the works to see if maybe Tiffany and I can do something joint in the Boston area in the end of October when she comes into town. So stay tuned for more on that as well. So, okay, anything else here? We still have folks joining, so that's super fun. You know what? Can someone try and share? Because I was told that if you share, I can see if you share, but I haven't seen anybody share, so I'm wondering if that means that you haven't shared, or it's that me, as the person scoping, doesn't actually see if you share. OMG. Oh, what's the OMG? Me and Tiffany doing something together? Yeah, that would be so fun. I agree. OMG is right. I think, it's like we're both kind of cut from the same cloth that says you can do it. We need to motivate you a little bit. My card even says Chief Money Motivator. A Dreamcatcher from Boston. Are you a Dreamcatcher from Boston? Or me? I'm a Dreamcatcher from Boston. Tell me where you live, Kay Fearless. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I can see it. So Frugal Creditnista shared it on there. Oh, great. Cool. Okay, Fearless, definitely stay tuned. Introduce yourself to me on our Facebook group so that I know who you are. I know you're from Boston, and then I'll jot down your name and make sure that you get, you hear about what we do in Boston. It's probably going to be Saturday, October 27th, I think is the date. I can double check that real quick for you. Let's see here. Just so you know, because we put a hold in my calendar for it. The 24th, Saturday the 24th is the day we're looking at. So anyway, I would love to have you join us. So any other questions? Hey, Bernice, you just jumped on. So we just recapped day 1 through 5. And then I just recapped how to have this conversation with your credit card companies. And I want everybody to call between today and over the weekend. Then post it on your social media, post it in our group. Bring any questions you have to these scopes. I will be doing some scopes over the weekend, at least probably one a day. and then come back on Monday where we're going to talk about 0% cards and all of that good stuff. And then I got some really great questions today. I really hope that this scope records in full. I don't know why yesterday's scope crapped out after 4 minutes. It was such a bummer when my assistant went to download it. So any other questions here before we wrap up? How are we doing on time? 1:40. Okay. Eastern time, that is. It's probably 7:40 a.m. for Amy there in Hawaii. But any more questions that you may have? And I was explaining why I was wearing such a casual shirt today, but it says "we, not me." It's from Life is Good. And, partnership and really community is such an important part of what I teach. And it's so foundational to all of my groups. I teach several 8-week programs that are called Making Money programs. There's a Making Money Joyful, Making Money Easy, and Making Money Flow. You can access everything from ownyourmoney.com. And then my major program, my major group program is called Rich Life Mastery. It's a 6-month mentoring program, essentially, where I know everybody in the group. I know what's up for you. And we really set big goals together. And every week we're essentially talking. You have an accountability partner. And I just keep pushing you. The group keeps pushing you and encouraging you. And we just had a call this Wednesday night. And it was so sweet to hear what some of them had to say about how it's created such a safe space for them and a space to feel really connected and like they can take the risks and they know that we'll all be there to cheer them on, whether they make it or whether they fail. Like whether it doesn't work, they know that we'll be there and I'll be there to help pick them up and keep them going and build on whatever they accomplish. So near and dear to my heart, as many of you may already know. So that's the Rich Life Mastery Program, and I'll talk more about that down the road. Right now, we just recapped day 1 through 5, and we gave some specifics about how to negotiate down your rates. Thanks for all the hearts, guys. Love, love, love. I'm hearting you too. Any other questions here? Quick, before we go. What's been your favorite day so far? We have a lot of you who are still on the line. And a lot of you guys end up watching it on the computer, which is great, but then you can't correspond with me. So I prefer if you can watch it on the phone or your iPad, something that has the app so that you can answer right along with me. I think when you do it, let me see, when you do it on the computer, let me see if you can Oh, I don't know. I don't know, I can't tell. Yeah, I think you can watch me on the computer. That's so funny. I'm watching me watching the computer. This is very odd. But anyway, I think that you can't write comments. That's why I much prefer you to be able to watch it on your phone if you can. And open it in the app to be able to do it. So let me know, what's been your favorite day so far? Hey there, Sarah. Thanks so much for sharing it on Twitter. So fun. The nice thing about when you share it online too is that you'll be able to, the people you share it with will then be able to use the same link to access the replay for 24 hours too. So even if I'm at the end, you can still share it with your followers or, on Twitter, on Facebook, all that good stuff. And if you're not in our challenge yet, jump on in. We're at ditchyourdebtchallenge.com. Okay, any more questions here? Writing the Dear Debt letter. Oh, that was so good. Doing the Dear Debt. Oh, guys, I'm so happy to hear that. When I spoke with Melanie about it, that's good. You're in good company, guys. When I spoke with Melanie about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be a tremendous way to jumpstart and really have our group get connected with letting go of the chains of debt, because that's really how I look at them. And that's why I think it was Samantha asked me earlier, in terms of what should she do, even if a lot of her debt is at 0%, I still want it paid off. The other thing is sometimes you don't actually, if you have some credit card debt and you have an opportunity to transfer to 0%, you don't have to necessarily transfer the entire balance. You can keep some of it and then just accelerate those payments to the lump sum that's not at the 0%, because then you're not paying the 3% fee to get it in at the 0%. So that's an important distinction to know too. And we'll talk more about that when we talk more about 0% cards. I got a ton to share with you on there. So make sure you join on Monday. Okay, guys, so take care. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for joining. I'm so glad that you've been participating. We have, it's not like over 1,100 people, and we still have people joining every day. So that's so fun. Our group has over 500 people and a whole bunch commenting. Feel free to share it with your friends, your family, whoever needs to ditch their debt. We've gotten mothers and daughters and all sorts of different people, sisters, brothers, all joining in all around the world. We had, this week we've had people from Brazil, from Romania, just all sorts of folks joining these Periscopes and all learning how to ditch our debt together. So thanks very much, everybody. Again, I'm Belinda Rosenblum with OwnYourMoney.com. If you're not in our challenge yet, then just jump on in. We are all at DitchYourDebtChallenge.com. And then once you join the challenge, then you actually also get access to the video lessons, the email lessons, and the direct links to be able to get these Periscopes. So thanks very much, everybody. Take care and have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. And stay tuned for some bonus material this weekend, too. And don't forget your gratitude. That's super important as we go through this process. So you really allow yourself to let go of the debt and to move into this much more abundant place with money in your life. Remember, you don't have to let money own you. You can own your money. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Bye, guys. Thanks for all the hearts. Love, love, love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'd heart you guys, too. Heart, 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 heart. Thanks, guys.